if you're bringing in a designer and you're just in the introductory phases, you're not sure who you're going to select. What
Yes.
is a fair amount to expect up front in terms of a designer's commitment or ideas? Because I think this is a good point for homeowners too, because sometimes they maybe unintentionally expect too much. Sometimes maybe they don't ask enough when they should really be,
Right.
digging into the experience and asking. We touched on, and I think it was yesterday before we decided to, or before we committed the exact time. You had mentioned that how some of your clients say that, well, I just trusted my gut with this person.
Yes. 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 Yeah. That's a really important process, or excuse me, point during the interview process. So I would not go in as a homeowner, inspect and expect that your designer is going to give you any drawings or 3D renderings. And we do get asked that sometimes. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Do you know how much time
Yeah.
that takes to produce? We're happy to produce it for you, but that has to be after we've had a lot of exploratory conversations about what you want. So, at a minimum, what you can expect is what you should expect when you're talking to an interior designer is a job site visit, at least an hour, hour and a half consultation with you, a written proposal of the scope of work, a written approximate estimate of how much their time as a designer it's going to take to do your job, and a general sense of how much is this job going to cost. I mean, most of us, we've been in business for a while. We can look at a space and I can tell you that's going to be at least a 65 to $100,000 kitchen. That's going to be at least a $40,000 bathroom. So you want to have a sense that you're working with someone who is in your price range. And as a homeowner, you want to also be transparent with your budget. I see a lot of homeowners holding their cards close to their vest. They don't want to tell you what their budget is. Do you find this
Oh, they're
also?
very, very common.
All the
Very
time.
common. Yeah.
And it's really a disservice to the homeowner because if they don't let us know what the budget is, I can spend 6 hours going in the wrong direction, specifying a $5,000 whatever sofa, or I can spend 2 hours finding a $1,200. So, we need parameters as designers. So I would encourage homeowners to just be upfront about what they want to invest in the project. It doesn't mean we're going to spend all their money. It just gives us some parameters like, okay, this is a $100,000 kitchen remodel. All right, I know what I can do. I know how much is going to have to be allotted to cabinetry, how much to appliances, how much to countertops. Maybe we save a little money on plumbing or whatever it is. But really being transparent about your vision and about your budget and getting written proposals always, always, always.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I actually came up with a visual for clients for exactly what you're talking about, where I call it the project pyramid. And on the three
Oh,
points of the triangle, I have one is B, which stands for budget, F is functionality, and A is aesthetics. And so,
yes.
budget, what do you want to invest? Aesthetics, what does it look like? And functionality, does it slope? Does it drain? Does it work? And I tell clients, I'm like, look, there's one point in this triangle that is your sweet spot where I meet your budget,
I
it meets
like
your
that.
aesthetic,
I'm going to
and
use
yeah, you can
that.
take it. Yeah, yeah, it's the project pyramid. And I'm like,
Yeah,
there's one spot. And, as you move more towards budget and functionality, you move away from aesthetic, right?
right,
As you move more towards, paying more money for an aesthetic, and I basically show
right,
them visually.
right,
And I'm like, but there's one point for you. So the more I understand what you want, the
right.
more I can tailor. I think one thing we can emphasize to kind of round this out, because we hit on some really good topics, is just how custom or how much leeway there is, more so you than me, but in the design phase, when okay, this is my number, I can work backwards from.
Absolutely, absolutely. It makes our job a lot easier. We just value engineer it. We're just like, okay, let's reverse this. And we know how much to allot for each trade and where we can save money, or we need to splurge a little. We need one wow in the space. So maybe we're going to put a little bit more money into this one element, but we're going to dial it back on some other ones. And so it needs to be a collaborative process and not process where the homeowner is being secretive or obtuse or just not transparent about how much do you want to invest. we're not here to spend all your money. We're here to create a beautiful environment and get a referral for it from you. I mean, seriously,
Yeah, I mean
right?
that's true. Yeah.
We want it to be a pleasant experience.
Of course,
Yeah.
especially when you're dealing with something that's very emotional. I mean, it really is an emotional thing because we even have it in a lot of more so concrete than I mean stonework too, where it's you're dealing with natural materials and
Yes.
and not so fixed variables, and there's a lot of emotion and how you deal with that and how you convey that is really important.